This is part two because my other one froze and that one was part one. And another thing is having no homework, which is basically just, you probably think that you're just like, yes, I don't get homework, but like you really don't think that has a lot of value, because then you have more time to get out and have fun, like go to the pool, hang out with your family, maybe have a friend over, or just do whatever you have fun doing. Like even if you want, like just playing video games, like you have more time to get out and do what you love doing after school, instead of having to spend an hour after school doing your homework, and by then you already have to eat dinner, and then after you've eaten dinner, then you don't have that much time. You don't have really much time, probably an hour at least, before you have to start watching a TV show before you go to bed, or start reading, or that's at least for me. And also, like, that's pretty beneficial. And another thing is always being having being able to say, like, for example, like if Mr. Solar's like thought you were doing something wrong, like, and like had you do a workout, like follow a sheet, like when he's like felt better and like come out like to talk to you, he lets you have your say in the story. And if you say like I didn't really mean it like to do anything, I really was just trying to like help and stuff, and I didn't really mean it, and he believes you because you've built a strong relationship with him, then he'll probably believe you, and he'll like apologize and kind of feel bad, but I think you really shouldn't take advantage of, like, lie to him about that, because he trusts you and you want to build up that relationship. He should be able to trust you, and you should be able to trust him. I mean, you shouldn't lie about your teacher because you didn't want to get in trouble. Even if you do, like, for example, if you do something wrong and Mr. Solar's like asks you and like calls you out for doing like a tiny bit, like I would own up to everything, even if like he didn't like say everything I did. I would own up. I'd say like I also did this, and like I also did this, and I always say like I know what I did wrong, and I acknowledge that I did something wrong. I never like argue and say like I didn't do anything. I always acknowledge that I did something. But sometimes I don't want to say anything like when he's mad, but like once he's calmed down, I say like I didn't really do anything. I didn't mean any harm or anything. And I mean, like, but sometimes you really don't have to say, like when he says we're down and he's not in a good mood, you shouldn't say I didn't do anything, because that's not a good relationship. Like, that's not building up a good relationship. Like imagine if you were babysitting someone and you said go to your room and they said I didn't do anything. Like, they're not in a good mood. They don't want to hear that right now. But you should talk to them after they calm down, because now they're willing to talk to you and really hear your side of the story, and that's what Mr. Solars has really done for me. And another thing is having unique curriculums, like write about instead of wax. Like wax, the teacher would read the lesson and then you just write about something. But write about, you watch a video and you get to do free write every period after you've gotten the required done, which is really fun. And we've also done other things that are unique, that were temporarily, like Skills 21. We also did DQ World, which were both really fun, I think, and it actually helps us learn better because we're more engaged and we're having more fun, and we want to pay attention. And like in science, like we had forensics at Texas where we like learned reactions like with baking soda and vinegar, or like iodine and baking soda, or iodine and plaster of Paris, or water and plaster of Paris. Like, we got to do that, which is really fun, and like identify the reactions in science. instead of just having a lesson and doing something and not doing an experiment, but reading how to do the experiment and how the experiment works out. We get to do the experiment. And also, you can use technology, like if you have a question, like we don't have computers, like you're thinking, like we're in a lesson, you're like, what does this word mean? You can ask Mr. Solars, can I like look up what this word means really quick? And mostly he will say yes, unless he's in the middle of like something important, then he'll probably let you in a little bit. And also, like, instead of big long lessons, we have like in lessons in reading for like an hour. We have mini lessons during our reading time with peers together, like read aloud with one partner or two. Like we have a lesson for 15 minutes every other day instead of having like a lesson for an hour every day, which is better. And we still learn everything we're required to learn, and maybe even more, because we're respecting that this is all he's giving us instead of those hour lessons, so we pay extra attention. And also, having digital e-portfolios instead of lessons, like we have like an e-portfolio like on the lesson, and we have reflection activities, which is like we reflect on like we do questions related to the lesson, which is equivalent to a worksheet, but it's always due in a week, and we always have homework club for an hour before school, and you can always come in there and do it because he doesn't like giving us homework. And that's what I usually do. I come in for homework club and get it done. And like I don't really have to work at home. I can have more time at home, spend time with my friends and family. And also we have Rusty May in the morning, which is 1 minute long, which is an extra thing, which is an extra fun thing in the morning after announcements. And like the last thing is we learn 21st century skills throughout the classroom, which will help us in life. And we learn how to be a better person, which I think is better than just learning lectures every day and stuff. Like we get to learn all these 21st century skills that we need when we're older. That's a video for our classroom. Bye.